Hello, welcome to one of the first of hopefully will be a number of video logs to Sam and Gabe. I plan on posting these up on a YouTube site, and basically the purpose of this is that about 6 years ago I was in the hospital. Um, and I had doubted whether or not I was going to survive a heart surgery. Um, in reality, I was not all that scared, but one of the things that I considered my biggest concern was to be able to tell both of you boys that I would be okay. I am in as good a hands as I can be. Um, and that I may be in a serious position, but I am. There was good hope for my recovery, and most importantly, if anything would have happened and I would not have survived, I wanted both of you to know that it was okay. I love you very much, and that to not feel sad about anything. I mean, I know that you're going to, but I just didn't want you to be in a position to where you felt there was any distance between us or go through any of the things that we all go through, which is like maybe we spent more time together, maybe we should have done this or that, or it's basically just to alleviate all guilt and just to say it's okay. Now, uh, it didn't work out quite like I wanted to. Cheryl wasn't exactly the best spokesperson for me, and Mom was just not going to be a good one either. And that was not her fault. And so I decided that really the only person who can sit out here and say the things that I think or feel are myself. Now, I'm not in any position where I'm like dying or feel any concern about my mortality right now. I'm alive, I'm fine, I'm healthy, but one never knows what's going to happen tomorrow. And I know that even with my own father, there were times when I wish we would have had more conversations than what we had. And I wanted to give this an opportunity for us to be able to have that. The other thing, too, is that when you boys were growing up, I was not able to be there and have as large a contribution to raising you as I would have liked. I had you boys for every other weekend. I enjoyed every single moment that I could with you. If there was anything I could offer as far as advice or thoughts or anything, I gave those. But 2 days every 2 weeks is not enough time to sit out here and leave any kind of influence. So there are a lot of things that I would have liked to have given you advice on. I would have liked to talk to you about the kind of people that you're going to grow up to be. And this is another thing that I think I can offer. See, we all have this little narrow margin where a father and a son are at an equal point in life. In the beginning, kids have a tendency to worship their mom and dad. They look up to them. They consider them the pinnacle of wisdom. When they're in your 20s, then you get to the point where you think you know it all and your dad and mom are stupid. You're kind of at that level right now. You're at the level to where my advice probably doesn't mean as much. You want to know things like, should I buy this type of car? Is this a good job? But you don't really approach with any of the things that matter, which is like how we are to people, what we think about things, how we should react to all the different things that come in society. And I think that I would like to have some videos to sit out here and share some of that with you. Um, just perspectives, you know, because there will be a day when you will look at me and you will not look at me as somebody who's way above you, and you won't look at me as somebody who's way beneath you. You'll have empathy. You will look at me as an equal, and that time is very, very minimal. So maybe having some of these videos will uh, help make that time just a little bit longer. And who knows? I mean, it might be nice every now and then for us to just have our own little bit of chat, whether I'm alive or not, whether I'm reachable or not. You know, you're sitting at night, you might be able to just want to spend some time with Dad. I would love that. And I know that if I could have done that with my own father, I would have greatly appreciated that. Because one of the things that we go through is my father, when he would sit down at the table, he would smoke a cigarette and his eyes would be off space, and you knew he was thinking about something. The funny thing is that Doug is of the opinion that Dad's thoughts were probably not very high. I mean, Dad would throw one at him every now and then, going talking about how he believed, for instance, that babies all were injected with a microchip to keep track of what they're going. So I'm sure that a lot of times what he was thinking about when he was out in space was not exactly brilliant, but at the same time, it was something that he didn't share with us, and I would have liked to have known what that was. And so I do not want you guys going away without ever knowing what I think, and I don't want you to have to go and ask somebody else, because to be honest with you, nobody else is going to go and be able to tell you what goes through my mind. And so that is pretty much where we are at with this. Now, as we go along with this video, since this is the first one, and who knows how many more there'll be, I just want to tell you both that I love you with everything that I have. I care about you. You are my greatest investment in life and will always be number one in my heart. That being said, there are some parents that say, you are my legacy. You are not my legacy. My legacy is something other than just putting kids out there. You're your own legacy. You're going to have your own thoughts, dreams, and ideas, and you don't owe it to me to sit out here and follow anything that I think, feel, or started. Anything that I work on in my life is my own legacy. Anything you work on, that's going to be the start of your own. But I would like to think that somewhere along the line, I can be there for you in order to help you with your own legacy, help you develop the mindset. That would make it possible for you to make whatever you want to do in life come true. And that's it. I love you both very much, and I look forward to spending time sharing myself with you.